Sure.
It's a nice thing, though. You know, I tell you, you watch a lot of that ceremony stuff. It
That was
was,
impressive.
yeah, something, but it made you really think.
Everything was impressive.
Where was?
You'll do the pledge? And Bob asked if we could do a moment of
So
silence.
as long as the tripod doesn't block, this,
Two o'clock.
yeah, if you wanna move it back a little bit? Yes, and it's actually on the environmental. I'll tell you in a second, sorry.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our 2 o'clock board meeting. If you'll all join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, Mr. Lohman. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can I have a moment of silence, please, for former President George Herbert Walker Bush? Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Roll call.
Supervisor Wareheim,
Here.
Councilman McCarthy,
Here.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Here.
Councilman Loman.
Here. Okay, before we start the board meeting, or at least before we go to the agenda, I'd like to turn the floor over to our Public Information Officer and Special Assistant Nicole Gargiulo.
Thank you,
Nicole, the floor is
Supervisor.
yours.
So I would first formally like to thank all of our elected officials, our supervisor, our town council members, our town clerk, our receiver of taxes, and our superintendent of highways, each who have volunteered to adopt a family this year. And thanks to your generosity, we are able to present gifts for 22 kids and 2 single moms to the Smithtown Children's Foundation. That's right. And the founder, Christine Fitzgerald, is here today. I'm going to have her come up 1 second. I just want to remind folks that if you feel like giving, you still have till the end of the week to drop off Toys for Tots, and also the gift card drive is also going to, any gift cards will also be given to the Children's Foundation, which helps with any kind of last-minute gifts or can be also used throughout the year for birthdays, families, things like that. So I just want to say thank you again, and with that, I'll welcome Christine Fitzgerald to the Smithtown Children's Foundation.
Thank you, Nicole. And my thanks as well. When we started the Smithtown Children's Foundation 10 years ago, it was just a way to put money in the kitty and help local families in crisis. And who knew 10 years later we'd have scholarships in the school district, and we'd be buying backpacks and school supplies and holiday gifts for needy families in the community. And even better was to get involved with groups in the community and our elected officials, so that you taking on these families allows the funds that we would have used for these families to go somewhere else, for the scholarships, for our needy families, for, you know, we have a family right now, the dad is sick, and there are 4 children and a grandmother with Alzheimer's living in the house with them, so they have a lot on their plate right now. So you doing this allows us to focus on that. We also are lucky enough to have the Sunrise Rotary do something similar, and Nikki told you how many children there were. I would say in total it's about 25 families, so multiply that by how many kids, and there are some single moms in there that we're adopting. And we have a couple families who run around and be like Secret Santa for us. We'll drop it off. You know, we'll have to keep the privacy intact, but we'll give them the list, and they actually want to do the shopping, and then we'll do that. So we thank you for that. It's much appreciated. It allows us to, as I said, focus on the things we need to focus on and run our fundraisers. We didn't do our holiday breakfast this year, I'm sad to say, but we were able to honor Maureen of Maureen's Kitchen, who's been a staple in the community. And what's nice about that event is we bring all the local restaurants in, and now local people are tasting the food in our community, so it's hopefully driving business to our businesses, so hopefully we're helping them give back. My shameless plug, our next event is our dinner dance in February at the Watermill. That will be our 11th annual event, and again, funds from that go right into the kitty for scholarships and helping local families. So again, thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate your assistance in helping us help our community, and everyone have a great holiday.
You too. And thank you for what you do. You're in the organization.
Thank you.
Okay, we will move to the agenda sitting as the Board of Water Commissioners. Madam Clerk.
Number one is accept the minutes of the Board of Water meeting dated November 29th. And number 2 and 3 are both increases. And that would be it.
Councilman Loman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Warehouse.
Yes. Returning, sitting as the Town Board, and we'll move to that agenda. We have public hearings.
The first one is number 1, the Town Board to consider a proposed amendment to Chapter 248 of the Town Code entitled Subdivision of Land.
Good afternoon, Supervisor, members of the Town Board. I'm Janice Hanson, Assistant Town Attorney. The purpose of this public hearing is for the Town Board to consider amendments to the fees set forth in Chapter 248. And if adopted, the amended fees would be as follows. In Section 248-9, the filing fee for a preliminary map would be $1,000 plus $1,000 for each lot or dwelling shown on a preliminary map of a residential subdivision, and $2,000 per acre for industrial zone lands. Section 248-10, extension of preliminary approval submitted before the 6-month expiration period would be amended to $500. 248-13, filing fee for a final plat, $1,000 plus $1,000 for each lot shown on the final map for each residential final plat or section of a final plat, and $2,000 per acre for each industrial final plat or section of a final plat. And 248-14, extension of a final approval, the fee would be $500. Section 248-19, petition for extension of a performance period for a performance bond would be $500, and Section 248-29, required public improvements, $1,000 per petition. That concludes the amendments proposed for that.
Any questions by the board? No. Would anybody like to be heard on this public hearing from the audience? No? Thank you.
Number 2,
Hold on, we gotta move to close this appeal.
I move to close this hearing.
Second.
Supervisor Warehouse,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilman Loman.
Yes.
Okay.
Number 2, the Town Board to consider a proposed amendment to Chapter 322 of the Town Code entitled Zoning as it relates to Article 13 Site Plan Review.
Okay. The purpose of this public hearing is again to consider amendments to fees, this time set forth in Chapter 322, specifically those in Section 322-88D. If adopted, the new fees would be a minimum fee for a new site plan, $700 per acre or any fraction thereof, plus 50 cents per square foot of gross floor area. Minimum fee for a revision of a site plan for which a building permit or CO has been issued would be $700 per acre or any fraction thereof, plus 50 cents per square foot of gross floor area. Fees for nonprofit organizations would remain at $250 for a new or revised site plan application, but the 30 cents per square foot would be increased to 50 cents. A fee for a waiver would be $1,000 per item requested to be waived. Fee for an exemption application is $700 plus 50 cents per square foot of the proposed change. Application to legalize a structure that was built prior to receiving site plan approval, the fee would be an additional charge of 50% of applicable fees. And the fee for any type of telecommunication application to the Board of Site Plan Review would be $3,000. There also would be a new subsection 11 providing a fee for a temporary certificate of occupancy, which would be $1,500 plus escrow.
Any questions by the board?
No.
Anybody wish to be heard on this public hearing from the audience? None? I'll move to close the hearing.
Second.
Supervisor Warehouse,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilman Loman.
Yes.
Number 3, the Town Board to consider a proposed amendment to Chapter 322 of Town Code entitled Zoning as it relates to Article 12, Board of Appeals.
And once again, we're dealing with fees, this time with regard to Board of Zoning Appeals fees. The proposed amended fees are for one-family residential uses, a use variance fee of $1,500. Certificate of existing use would be $1,000. An extension of approval for 6 months, $150. Any other request would be $300. And then fees for uses other than one-family residential uses, The use variance would be $3,000, area variance $500, interpretation $2,000, special exception $3,000, certificate of existing use $2,000, request for rehearing $300, extension of approval for 6 months would be $300, and any other request would be $600.
Any questions by the board? Anyone in the audience wish to be heard on this public hearing? None? Move to close the hearing.
Second.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella.
Yes.
Councilman Lohman.
Yes.
Supervisor, I'd like to move to adopt those 3 public hearings we just heard.
Okay, do I have a second?
Yes.
Call the roll.
Okay, Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella.
Yes.
Councilman Lohman.
Yes.
Number 2, we have appointments by the supervisor, number 1 through 4. Our Supervisor Wareheim's appointments to the Youth Advisory Board, Hannah Adolphus, Alan Ajit, Shannon Alpatic, and Alex Rump. Then we have correspondence. Number 1 is Rotary Club of Smithtown, 26th Annual 5K Go for the Green Run, 3rd reading. Number 2, Hop Hog Schools Spring 5K Family Fun Run, 3rd reading. Number 3, Kings Park Parade Committee, 8th Annual St. Patrick's Day Parade, 3rd reading. Number 4, St. James Chamber of Commerce Annual St. Patrick's Day Parade, 3rd reading. 5, Elwood Comac VFW Post 9263 Memorial Day Parade, 1st reading. Number 6 is Sergeant John W. Cook VFW Post 395 Memorial Day Parade, 2nd reading. Number 7, Kings Park Youth Opening Day Parade, 2nd reading. Number 8, Lawsy Marigold Foundation, 2nd Annual Running for Our Angels 5K Run, 2nd reading. Number 9, Donald C. Monroe American Legion Post 944 Memorial Day Parade, 2nd reading.
Does anybody in the audience wish to be heard on those special events? No, we can move on.
Under resolutions, the town board, after due study and deliberation of the subject record, to issue a secret negative declaration, determination of non-significance, the following matters for reasons stated in a memorandum on the dates indicated. Number 1, town board to accept as complete the final environmental impact statement and to authorize the town clerk to advertise same.
Councilman Lohman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
The town board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for the following bids to be returned to Town Hall, 99 West Main in Smithtown at 11 a.m. on the dates indicated. Number 1, bid 19-1, annual contract for office cleaning services. Number 2, bid 18-101, annual supply contract for lumber, plywood, and building materials. Number 3, bid 1899, Meadow Road Stormwater Project. Number 4, bid 18-92, asphalt resurfacing. Number 5, bid 18-103, concrete curbs, sidewalks, and aprons.
Councilman Lohman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
C, the town board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for the following request for proposal to be returned to the Town of Smithtown Purchasing Department, 65 Maple Avenue. Number 1 is an RFP. Number 19-3, Planning and Design Services for the sewering of Lake Avenue in St. James.
Councilman Lohman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
The town board to award the following bids and to authorize the purchase of associated goods or services. Number 1, bid 18-86, annual supply bid for road and landscape supplies. And number 2, bid 18-82, contract to supply traffic signal cable.
Councilman Lohman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
E, the town board to approve the following. Minutes for the town board meeting of November 6th. Number 2, extension of agreement with Total Technology Solutions. Number 3, modify fees under Town Code Chapter 108 entitled Boat, Basin, and Mooring Areas. Number 4, Retention of services from John S. Guest Realty Appraisal. Number 5 through 8 are Supervisor Edward Wareheim's appointments to the Youth Advisory Board. Number 9, the purchase of cloud hosting services. And number 10, the town board to authorize the proposal from RNC Formation Limited for professional services in conjunction with groundwater sampling and laboratory analysis from groundwater monitoring wells at the municipal services facility.
Councilman Lohman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazzarella,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
F, the town board to authorize the town clerk to issue the following permits. Number 1, Kings Park Parade Committee for their 8th annual St. Patrick's Day Parade. Number 2, Rotary Club of Smithtown for their 26th annual 5K Go for the Green Run. Number 3, St. James Chamber of Commerce for their annual St. Patrick's Day Parade. And number 4, Hop Hog Schools for their annual Spring 5K Family Fun Run.
Councilman Lohman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazzarella,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
G, Local Waterfront Revitalization Plan. Number 1, the town board to issue a written consistency determination pursuant to Chapter 151 of the Town Code. That application 2018-24 is consistent with conditions per the LWRP.
Councilman Lohman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazzarella,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
H, the town board to authorize the acceptance of the following. Accept escrow in the amount of $600 to establish an account for landscaping at Novotny property in Kings Park.
Councilman Lohman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazzarella,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
I, the town board to authorize the comptroller to execute the following. Number 1 through 25 are various transfers and increases.
Councilman Lohman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazzarella,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
J, the town board to authorize the supervisor to execute the following on a form approved by the town attorney. Number 1, specialized services agreement for computer class instruction at the senior citizen department. Number 2, contract between the county of Suffolk and the town of Smithtown for the nutrition program for the elderly. Number 3, agreement with James Faith Entertainment to provide entertainment services at the town's 2019 summer concert series at Hoyt Farm Park. Number 4, town board to accept the attached proposal from Cameron Engineering and Associates to provide professional engineering services to the Department of Environment and Waterways for design and construction observation services for the installation of solar panels at the Landing Avenue Country Club. Number 5, agreement with James Faith Entertainment to provide entertainment services for the town's recreation department program at the Long Beach Pavilion, Nissacrog. Number 6, renewal rates for the HIP insurance coverage. Number 7, professional services agreement with Dr. Terry Ireless to provide veterinary services for the animals at the Smithtown Animal Shelter. Number 8, agreement with Cataldo Grasso Architects to provide professional design services for renovations of Highway Department's Red Brick Building.
Councilman Lohman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazzarella,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
K, the town board to approve the settlement in the following matters per recommendation of the town attorney. Number 1 is 119 West Main Street LLC versus the town of Smithtown in the amount of $1,500.
Councilman Lohman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazzarella,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
And L, the town board to authorize the release of the following. A is a bank check in the amount of $600 posted to guarantee landscaping at Esther Estates. B, a growth and life bond in the amount of $5,000 together with a bank check in the amount of $1,000 posted to guarantee growth of street trees in the subdivision known as Samantha Estates. And C, bank check in the amount of $1,200 to guarantee growth of street trees in the subdivision known as Flynn Platt.
Councilman Lohman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Waring.
Yes.
And next is personnel, numbers 1 through 9 are various personnel matters, part-time, full-time, return from medical leave.
Councilman Lohman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Waring.
Yes.
We have one additional, is a promotion to the position of senior office assistant in the office of the town clerk.
Councilman Lohman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Waring.
Yes. That concludes resolutions.
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We will move to the public portion. We have speakers. Madam Clerk? We do. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the 3-minute rule on town-related matters only is strictly enforced on a per-person basis. It's 3 minutes per person. Public participation is subject to the rules of decorum. You have those rules on your speaker cards when you signed it. That's Town Code Section 76.7. Any unsubstantiated, unverified, or material false information will be interrupted. Also, before you begin speaking, please give us your name and address for the record and address the town board, not the audience. So we would appreciate your cooperation, and you can call our speakers.
Corey Geske.
You hit the phone or I hit the
You're
phone?
not home.
Hit the phone.
Good afternoon. Corey Phelan Geske, Atterbury Drive. Today I'm stating my DAR name as a prospective member of the Daughters of the American Revolution. My great-great, etc. grandfather's commission was signed by John Hancock, signer of the Declaration of Independence. And my other great-great grandfather, etc., was so independent as to be a founding father of the state of Vermont. My family's oxen pulled cannon over the snow from Fort Ticonderoga to Boston for General Knox to support Washington's Continental Army, resulting in British forces leaving Boston in a very big hurry. My family of New England farmers came to Long Island. It was an honor for me to prepare an application for Charles Carey Rumsey's 1926 statue of the Smithtown Bull to the New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation that, as you know, has determined Whisper is now officially eligible for the state and national registers. To move forward, the support of the owner is needed. The bull is in the town park. As I requested, and you saw in the Smithtown News in August, your cooperation in moving this forward will get it onto the governor's desk. New York State is now using the words nationally significant when referring to structures in Smithtown that I'm bringing to their attention that are moving on to the eligibility list of the register. Take, for instance, the 1752 Arthur House. It's been eligible for a very long time, 20 years in fact. It has integrity of location, integrity of architecture, and offers the community integrity of roots. A good root system ensures that a community grows and flourishes. Cut off the roots, and the family tree of the community withers and dies. Register recognition brings prestige, and with that, the potential for corporate recognition and grant programming for nonprofit and municipal sites. For example, 40 Maple Avenue, the assessor's office, appears to have been designed by architects Voorhees, Gamillan, and Walker. The New York Times called Robert Walker the architect of the century. Years ago, I briefed a Smithtown builder on the history of his home, and a couple of weeks ago, his subdivision resulted in a key ceremony by the nonprofit Homes for Our Troops that was attended by Congressman Zeldin and Senator Flanagan. History is already helping to revitalize downtown Smithtown. I'm bullish on seeing downtown revitalized with historic preservation leading the way. So let's get Whisper registered.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for your effort.
Thank you.
That's
The
only
report
one.
went to Albany.
Very good, thank you.
That's the only speaker,
That's
Supervisor.
the only speaker?
Yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before we conclude, I would just like to address the audience and the board here. This is the last board meeting of this year. This is the completion of my first year as supervisor. So I want to thank the residents of this town who come to these board meetings. I believe it's been extremely civil. We have a good discourse of ideas, and I appreciate that. I also want to thank all of the elected officials that serve with me and I serve with them, specifically this town board, who has been 100% supportive of all the efforts that I put forth. I'd like to also thank Mr. Jakubowski and all of the town attorneys that serve in this building. They have an extremely important job and do it as best as anybody I've ever seen. So thank you, Mr. Jakubowski. I want to thank the town department heads and their staff for the great work that they've done. I believe that together we have moved Smithtown in the right direction, and we are going to continue to do that. I'd also like to thank my staff, Joyce Puntandari, Donna Rubatone in my office, and especially a person who works 24/7, 365, Nicole Gardula. Thank you very much, Nicole, for the work you do. With that, I'd like to wish you all Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and a very prosperous and healthy New Year. Thank you very much, and moves to close the meeting.
Second.
Supervisor Wareheim,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilman Loman.
Yes. Thank you.
All right.